Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, for your bonus weekly replay video, we have a man by the name of Secondaries Enthusiast, which that already made me like him pretty much instantly, driving the Tier 8 Premium Soviet cruiser, the Pozharsky, how do you say it? And if you take a look at the ships surrounding him, you'll see that the man is in an all too familiar situation that many a Tier 8 ship find themselves in. That's my Discord, not yours. And that is Behold. He has been mega hard double up tiered into a Tier 10 game. So by hard up tiered, I mean that this isn't like a, mix of Tier 8 and Tier 9 ships with a couple of Tier 10 ships sprinkled in. No, this is mostly a Tier 10 ship game with, I think, two Tier 8 ships, 3 Tier 8 ships per side, and 1 Tier 9 per side. So this is a hard up tier for any Tier 8 ship, let alone a ship like the Pozharsky, which is, well, but the Pozharsky is the latest iteration of the Kutuzov. The Kutuzov was is, because it's still in the game, it's just almost impossible to get. The Kutuzov is a Tier 8 premium Soviet cruiser that absolutely is one of the best cruisers in game for, well, HE spamming from across the map, because you get the Soviet shell ballistics with the HE shells, a 19-kilometer range, a smoke screen, and a lot of other Soviet goodies as well into one ship. Because it was a little bit too good at that, Wargaming removed the ship, and they've tried to bring her back in a couple of ways, and the Pozharsky, again, is the latest attempt. The Pozharsky is essentially an AP-focused version of the Kutuzov. You have the AP with the improved Soviet shell ballistics, and I do believe improved AP pin angles. This is a ship I haven't gotten around to playing just yet. She is, however, a coal ship, the first Tier 8 coal ship in-game, so you can pick her up right now for the cost of, well, nothing but a little bit of coal. But a big downside with the Kutuzov and the Pozharsky and a lot of Soviet cruisers is that, you see, their armor really isn't all that fantastic. While, you might think of things like the Petropavlovsk and the Stalingrad and the Moskva, yes, those particular Soviet ships are exceptionally well armored. But you see, around mid-tier, Tier 7 and Tier 8-ish, Soviet cruisers explode very easily, just like many of those same tier cruisers do. So that's, of course, why in like the Kutuzov, you tend to fall back on your smokescreen. You sit in that, farm some damage, barbecue some battleships down, and life is good. But the Pozharsky, if I'm not mistaken, yes, does have the short burst smoke generator, which is great for disengaging or maybe buying yourself a second or two, because the smoke screen doesn't last anywhere near as long as you normally would expect a smoke screen to. So when you're in a game with a lot of large caliber battleships all looking for a very juicy target to sink their large caliber AP shells into, it's a bit of a stressful situation, and one that Secondary Enthusiast is most certainly finding himself in. We're just going to call him Enthusiast from here on out, just for brevity's sake. As you can see, too, things already are not going that well for his team. They're down to, well, 1 cap. The enemy team has 3 caps. Granted, we are approaching the 5-minute mark. No one's sunk just yet, so we got that going on. He's been taking a couple of pot shots here at some of the battleships that are selling broadside to him. But again, these are Tier 10 battleships. They have thick armor, so he's trying to hit, that weaker upper armor belt and the superstructure as well. This is a live reaction replay, as pretty much all of my replays are. So I'm watching this for the first time with you guys as well. So if I'm just reacting to what's going on, that's quite literally what's happening. I have no idea what happens in this battle, other than the brief description that I got in the email. Now, obviously, a big downside of the Pozharsky is that, unlike most light cruisers who can fall back on their HE when they get double up tiered, because, HE doesn't really care too much about tier. It can still set fires on your ship. And when you are, of course, playing a light cruiser with a good reload time like the Pozharsky has, typically it's not a problem. But of course, the Pozharsky does not have HE, as it's an AP version of the Kutuzov. So he's kind of in a sticky situation here. Ooh, but however, though, this Baji is rolling up on him from 5.8 kilometers away. And the torpedo range of the Pozarski, if it's similar to that of the Kutuzov, is 4 kilometers, which is pretty much darn near useless unless something is absolutely charging you down. So typically, most Kutuzov players don't use their torpedoes. There are a couple of versions of the Kutuzov that do have longer range torpedoes, but hold up, here comes this Baji, 6 kilometers away, broadside onto Enthusiast. Oh, they just lost 2 ships there, just after the 5-minute mark. Baji is, however, distracted by the moment by, the Minnesota, I'm assuming, in front of him. Not looking in, oh, nope, here we go. Here come the turrets. Let's see what's going to happen here. Enthusiast going for the no armor, best armor route. And overpin from that one turret from the Baji. Here come the other 2 turrets. Overpins, they should from this range. There we go. Overpins for a minimal amount of damage to Enthusiast there. The large caliber HE. Oh, wait, is he actually going to get the kill here? He might if he can get a good... No, the Baji is healing up. Yeah, large caliber AP shells from within 10 kilometers. Probably going to overpin your light cruiser. However, of course, as you can see, the Pozarski does not have a heal. So that damage is done to his ship and he cannot recover it. It does not look like he has Kuznetsov on his Pozarski either. So he doesn't get that free heal that Kuznetsov does get. Alright, so he smoke screen up there just to buy himself a second to breathe. Pops his hydro just in case any destroyers or some submarines chuck some torpedoes at him. He's still looking at... Oh, there we go. The Minnesota does take out the Baji. Okay, so they picked up the Baji and they picked up a Sherman. So things are going a little bit better. Oh, mine's the other Tier 8 cruiser on the enemy side. If those shells can get over the island... Nah, not so much. So, okay, okay, cool. The friendly team, the Lucian, I believe, managed to ninja the decap out from underneath the nose of 2 Preussen, a Yu Yang, and a Zhao. Looks like the Yu Yang and the Holland are throwing hands. Up there goes a friendly battleship, the Bismarck. Ooh, the Yu Yang is absolutely smiting the Holland, and yep, there he goes. So now they're down another 2 ships after just very briefly being up 2. Oh, the points at the top, they are flipped. It looks like the enemy team's points are being reported as the friendly team's points. It's the latest replay glitch from Wargaming. It is a feature, fellas. So just flip the points count at the top, and that's what's going on. I should just have a Preußen to farm here. And, you know, German battleships... And for whatever reason, and warships, after you get past the Bismarck kind of has one too, but you know, Bismarck went up. They have just absolute, you know, city blocks built on top of their ship for their superstructure, so it's nice and juicy farmability there. Gets a couple of bites in their superstructure for 2,800. Ooh, Yu Yang, 11 kilometers away, using that nice Soviet shell ballistics. He gets some good hits there. Oh, only 900 damage though. I think he hit a turret. And that's what happened there. This looks a little bit better. Yeah, that's more normal for that. All right. So another salvo out on him. Is he going to pick up the kill here? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. So that's his first kill of the match, and it is a tier 10 ship. That's pretty solid. A couple shells coming in from, what was that, the Zhao? He popped his smoke generator there. This is, I believe, no, he has one more left after this short burst smoke generator. So see, it only lasts for 25 seconds after it gets done being deployed. So there you go. Zhao, though, showing a little bit of ankle there to Enthusiast. Got 4 pins there. I was trying to see where he managed to get those to land at. It's like maybe upper belt on the Zhao, but he gets a couple of smidgens of damage off of that Zhao. All right, there's a Zhao again. He's steeply angled in though. Let's see what happens. It's probably going to bounce, and yeah, most of them bounce. You got 1 pin there, probably 1 shell that went high and hit the Zhao superstructure. All right, Preußen pushing up again. These 2 Preußens just smack W, and they are pushing down together. So, for the team is down to half of their ships. Enemy team is only down 4 ships. They have a 2-ship advantage at the moment. The Nakhimov, the enemy CV, has mostly been paying attention to the west flank. Looks like he's going after the friendly Lucian at the moment. So, as the battle starts to get to the phase where, you know, you're down to your last handful of ships, obviously the tier difference there is really, really apparent because of, obviously, the power gap between tier 8 and tier 10 ships. So, you know, Enthusiast here is going to have to go from someone that's just, you know, kind of doing what he can, trying to scrape by on getting damage and such, He's going to start to make some moves here pretty quick if he wants his team to have a chance of winning this. Now, granted, the Preussens are pretty distracted by, I'm assuming, the St. Vinny and the Richthofen. So he still has their broadsides to farm, which he's taking full advantage of right now. And again, he absolutely should. So got a nice hit off of that rear Preussen. Pops his last smoke generator up. There is some torps coming in from... Ooh, those are some fast-moving torps. Who's that from? The Lucian or the U-190? I think they're the U-190 torps. Yeah, they had that little sonar effect, or like, you know, that little bubbly effect behind them. Alright, so... Caps are not really had at the moment. You have a Zal sitting in the D cap, a U-190, and a Republic sitting in the A cap. B cap, however, is looking a little open. And, you know, Enthusiast is a mere... Oh, never mind, there's a Kansas there. Not exactly what you want to run into in a light cruiser, you know. So, okay, this is just rough. Enemy team's up to 800 points now. Friendly team only has 350 points now. So they're down by over double the amount of points. So this is a pretty big gap. Okay, Richthofen does manage to pick up one of the Preussens, though. But friendly team still has a pretty massive ship disadvantage at the moment. That Kansas just goes away. Or just waddles to somewhere else on the map. He could just go into the B cap and just grab it. He's still trying to do what he can with dealing with these Preussens. I think that was the Republic taking shots at him from across the map. Oh, nope. Kansas is HE spamming? That's a decision. I mean, he can absolutely overmatch the Pozarski's bow unless it's got some crazy armor, unlike the Kutuzov. So that's, again, a very odd choice to make. Maybe he was doing some DDs over there and he just had that loaded up in his barrels, so fair enough there. Okay, so he's pushing forward now. I think he's going to try and come behind the Zal and yoink the cap from behind him. Although he doesn't have any smoke generators left, any smoke screens left. There's not really a whole lot of cover in the D cap to, you know, kind of get in there, sneak in there, and take the cap. But I mean, he's got to try and do something at this point. He's up to 114,000 damage, which is not bad for a tier 8 ship in a hard up tier game. Okay, Minnesota putting in some work. He picked up the second Preussen. So that's better. But again, they still started a pretty big ship disadvantage. Ooh, broadside Zal from 10 kilometers. All right, let's see what these Soviet shells can do. Should be some good hits there. If not, there we go. Quad Citadel, the Zal for 13k HP. Another salvo out. He's turning. He should get some good bites on this one as well. Yep, some pretty decent hits there for 2,800. Okay, let's hope he can get some good hits. Maybe on like the bow. Okay, or the Richthofen stills the kill. Ooh, Kansas. Kansas is waddling toward our hero here. Okay, they're still down by a lot of points. They're starting to yoink the kills back here in the end. But, I mean, God, their points disadvantage is massive at this point. Oh, are we going to get to see some Kutuzov torps actually be used? I know it's the Pozarski, but it's the Kutuzov torps, right? Those useless 4-kilometer Soviet torps. Oh my God, we are. Okay. Start praying to RNG. No armor, best armor here. He only has one set of torps per side, so he has to make this count, or he's going to have a very rough day. AP into the bow for a cool 7,000 damage there. Kansas is holding his fire. There he goes. Ooh, he had HE loaded, the fool! The fool had HE loaded. Oh, and he stumbled upon the Nakhimov. Found the Nakhimov with his pants down. Oh, this should be beautiful because Nakhimov does not have a lot of armor. There we go. Cool 20k to the Nakhimov. Nakhimov HE rockets coming in. And, oh, another 3 citadels there. God, those hurt. That fire is a permafire, though, so that might be a problem. Another citadel there. Let's see if we can get another quad sit here. That would make me a very, very happy man. Nakhimov torpedo planes coming in. Tri-sit, I'll take it. Richthofen takes out the Republic. And this should be it for the Nakhimov here. There we go. Ooh, a nice 5 citadels there to finish off the Nakhimov. Easily dodges the Nakhimov's tight grouping of torpedoes there. He just went to 240k, fellas, in like 30 seconds. That is beautiful. So now that the Nakhimov is down, he's free to take this cap. But the problem is they have 5 minutes left on the clock. The enemy team is up to 810 points here. And by taking the D cap, he will be able to at least, you know, stop the points gain. But they're going to be, you know, accumulating points at the same rate here. So while, you know, again, taking the the B cap will help improve things. They still need to take that D cap and that A cap, and I don't think there's enough time for the points to tick up, even if they somehow did get to the D cap. Because look at the GK and the Richthofen, they're not anywhere near those two caps. Oh, they did manage to find the Lucian. The other problem is that U190 is still alive. So if I was at 190, I would absolutely just be heading to the nearest corner of the map, like J1, A1, A10, or J10. And that's the problem with submarines. If you let them survive until this point, they become a huge problem, more than just an annoyance or something that might pop up and annoy you while you're in the middle of an engagement because of their stealth, right? Lucian looks like he's going to go down here. He's opening up on Enthusiast, understandable because Enthusiast is sub 5k. Lucian is quite the gunboat. But man, again, look at this. He's bouncing the shells from the Pozarski, but Richthofen's Torpson managed to nick him. There we go. Just need one shell to bind to that superstructure. And ooh, and that's it. 2,900 HP left on Enthusiast Lucian. But man, they gotta get that sub. Because at this point, if they win it, Enthusiast has absolutely clutched it for his team. Taking out that Nakhimov was huge. And obviously they can't. Oh, what? The U190? Oh no, he's too greedy. He wandered into GK's Hydra range. Oh, and he's staying at this. Okay, no, the GK's sailing over him because he has his Hydra up, so he can't hide. Oh my god, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Oh, fellas, never win harder. He's trying to surface a shotgun, the GK, but it doesn't matter because with the nerfs, he can't do much to him. He's going to do like a solid 3k damage if he dumps all of his 4 torpedo tubes into the GK. There you go. GK, I don't think the GK even felt that. He's going deep down again. He might be trying to stay under the GK to stay out of the GK's ASW radius, but I don't think he cannot manage that. GK calls in his depth charges. There you go. Wow, that is 2 matches back-to-back with our replay videos where the enemy team absolutely had it and then just threw it away. The Kansas not having AP loaded is absolutely wild to me because he knew that Enthusiast was coming around the corner. He had him spotted with a spotter plane, but you can't hit the 2 key? Why are you playing the Vermont line if you're not using the AP, my guy? And then he caught the Nakhimov with his pants down. That's the point at which it flipped. Because, I mean, taking out a CV, let alone taking out a CV like the Nakhimov, that's a huge win either way. And look at this. Tier 8 ship in a doubled up tier game. A hard double up tier. Top of the team. Almost 3,000 base XP. 4 kills. Really should have had 5 with that early kill that got stolen from him. But, man, my god. Enthusiast, that was a quite hard fought battle. Man, that was really satisfying just watching that Nakhimov get just dusted. That was absolutely beautiful. I loved it very much. So fellas, if you have a replay like this where you have a exceptionally good match, you bring it back from the brink of defeat. I mean, they were losing hard that entire match until Enthusiast came around the corner and just smoked that Kansas and then followed it up by dusting the Nakhimov. So that was absolutely the turning point. Because again, if the Kansas had AP loaded and blapped him, or the Nakhimov got lucky with his drops, I don't think they would have won it, obviously, with the Nakhimov still being up late game like that. So, again, excellent work, Enthusiasts. Again, if you have a replay that you would like to send to the channel, you can send it in to the email linked in the description down below, or to the replay channel and the community Discord. A link to that is down there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.